It is December 22nd, 2022. This is Spencer Ingram. You're listening to Reality Stretch. Let's stretch reality together. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Today's a very special day. We have a guest, our very first guest. Waiting for him to join the meeting real quick here. Hello.
I'm back.
Hola. You're back. You are back. I need to adjust my mic settings. Let's see here. Say a few things, Amby.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Okay, all right. I don't know. It's a trial and error here. We will learn. I'm going to drag you over to my main screen, put you on full screen. All right, this looks like it has potential. My camera is turned off. Let's see. All right, so you can't see me, Amby, but I am. You can see me on the stream. If you want to see my face, you can pull up the stream on like YouTube Live and mute it or something if you want to. But my master plan is, I just need to get a second webcam because if I have two webcams plugged into my computer, I can have one resource dedicated to the streaming program and the other resource dedicated to the meeting platform. And or maybe even, I don't know how some streamers do it, but some people that play games, they have like a stream PC and a game PC, and somehow they're able to stream from the game PC to the stream PC. So if I can figure out how to do that, then I'll put like video conferencing on the laptop and stream the laptop into OBS as a source. Anyway,
I will help you with that because I've been curious about that from watching my favorite people.
yeah, nice.
So I will help you figure that out.
We'll figure it out together, of course. All right. Well, you Amby have helped me accomplish what I've discussed as the audience of none to the participation of one, the audience of one, which is an infinite improvement. The jump from 0 to 1 is an infinite improvement. And because you were kind enough to listen to the podcast, after I told you I started a podcast, you listened to it and you said, "Yeah, I'll come be on the show," and have thus graced us with your presence. And it's super exciting to have you on. So, super, super exciting to have this conversation. So, thanks for being here. Good morning.
Thanks for the invite and grand rising to you.
Yeah, grand rising instead of good morning, huh?
Yes, I've been looking into like words have meanings or can cast spells. So with what you say can affect what you're telling somebody or what you're saying to yourself subconsciously. And I figured out what good morning means.
What is
Morning
that?
is like mourning like somebody's death, mourning of something.
I've thought about that. I've thought about that. Of course, what's the difference in spelling between morning and the time of day? Isn't there a U added in morning?
I think it might be. It's the tricks of the witches.
The tricks of the witches. That's interesting. So the subconsciously saying good morning.
It's like
Morning can be representative of the synonym. It can be synonymous with. What's the etymology of the word morning? Let me check real quick. That's
it's
interesting.
well the for good morning it's between midnight and noon, especially between sunrise and noon.
Sure. from Middle English. Morning is Middle English from morn. So that's stupid. It's like circular reasoning. You look up morning, the etymology of morning, and it's like it comes from the word mourn, and then you click on mourn, and it's like it's short for the word morning, and it's like yeah, well that doesn't tell me anything. It's just circular. Anyway, well, so you're familiar, Amby. Why don't you introduce yourself to cyberspace via this platform? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, as if your life were the inside cover of a book, like the dust jacket of a book that summarizes the contents of the book. Give us a summary of your life.
Summary.
Introduce Amby to us.
So I'm Amby Bambi, and a little bit about me is getting more into the technical technology world. And I've been mostly in the labor field and working my butt off for forever. But right now, I'm currently getting into GPT. I know you covered a little bit on that, but I'm trying to change my skill of work and upskill because I feel like AI is going to be taking over the middle class jobs, a lot of people's jobs, not just the middle class, lawyers, people that write documents. Um, but further back, I love to just hang out with people and work. I don't do anything other outside of that. And it's kind of hard to tell a short story about yourself when you're put on the spot.
I know it wasn't very nice of me to put you on the spot, but
I'm like, let me think. What do I do in life? I feel like I've just mostly worked and help other businesses grow, help other people find their spirit so they're not in flesh. And then I just like to enjoy life and help others enjoy their lives with laughter and kindness.
nice. I like it. Help others enjoy their lives with laughter and kindness, and serve others. All good things. And
Yeah.
I know you have a fascinating story and lots of fascinating experiences. So we'll have to figure out how to discuss those over time. Not today, but thank you. That's good. I just wanted to do a quick introduction for, like I said, for cyberspace here. So very good. Well, since you listened to the show yesterday, since you listened to the program yesterday, you know kind of my philosophy around like a sandbox. So let's jump right into it and go with. I'll bring up a couple things. First of all, how much time do you have? I'm probably gonna stream for like an hour. You wanna stay for the whole thing, or how
Oh
much?
yeah, I got ready just for you and got my coffee.
Nice, nice. I love it. Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, I'm sorry I was a little bit late this morning. I was trying to figure this stuff out, and it was just taking me a minute. But
Oh yeah, and I was making sure to get a couple of notes going, and then I was getting everything set up too to make sure I don't have a mic, which I'm probably gonna look at. Oh, I did have one, I just don't know where I put it.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, whatever. If you have a mic, this is just like a cheap headset I got on Amazon, but it has decent quality, but it does pick up some background noise, and it picks up me like swallowing and mouth breathing, and like I want to get something that doesn't do that, because no one likes to hear swallowing and mouth breathing on a podcast. But your mic sounds fine for
Right?
now, for sure.
I want one of those like almost like boom mics that the professionals have.
Yeah, I used to have one of those because I was trying to find there was like a $40 microphone on Amazon that like was good. good reviews for like picking up musical instruments. And for I have a violin, and I used to take lessons a really long time ago, and I was trying to find something that could pick that up. But the real issue there was my skills are not where they need to be in order to make it worthwhile to record anything. If they were, though, I'd probably find a way. But I think my kids broke that microphone. That's what happens with most of my technology.
I'm
Anyway.
curious, what are you? I'm curious when you say your violin. It's funny because I've been thinking about picking up violin lessons.
Mhm.
So it's funny that you bring that up recently.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I mean, I like the piano. I like um I don't know, but I kind of treat instruments like I treat sports. Like I really like soccer, or, internationally called football, because all you need is a ball to play. It's like lacrosse, everybody needs a stick, everybody needs a helmet, everybody needs, protection. American football, you really need helmets and padding. But soccer, you just need a ball. And I'm kind of the same with instruments. I'm like, you can carry a violin around with you. Piano, you got to go find one, unless you're just carrying a keyboard around. Drum set, it's kind of a pain to carry around, but you can make a little mobile one. But
So you like functionality and effectiveness.
yeah, I like to be able to just carry around an instrument with me, and try to get good at it. But anyway, well, what should we talk about the sandbox?
I'm happy to talk about the sandbox.
All right, I have some random things in my sandbox today. I'm going to copy these from my phone quickly and put them into my sandbox Google Sheet. So, remember my sandbox is I'm just driving around looking at things the day before I add them to my sandbox for potentially discuss the next day. And first of all, just on a general chit chat level, we went and looked at Christmas lights in the valley yesterday. And I think my People's Choice Award goes to the house that featured the leg lamp from Christmas Story.
Oh
Featured that
yeah,
super prominently in like the biggest window of their house, and it was all lit up and everything. So when you go, like it's you just you see the leg. It's in the window above like their garage or something, and as
oh
you're
yeah.
driving past, like you can't miss it. So I think they get my People's Choice Award because that's just such an epic reference there. You seen the Christmas Story?
And it feels like home.
Yeah, have you seen the Christmas Story? The
Oh, all the time. You
You'll
shoot
shoot
your
your
eye
eye
out.
out. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw the Red Rider already in Walmart.
Yeah,
And I
the
thought about
Daisy
getting one
brand
and I'm
Red
already
Rider or
yeah, I'm
whatever.
already 36 years old and I'm like, I need a Red Rider BB gun.
Absolutely, you do.
Right. And I'm like, nah, you shoot your eye out.
The lever action, the lever action one shot Red Rider.
Yeah.
That's
And then you talk
classic.
yourself out by saying you're gonna shoot your eye out.
Eh, yeah, yeah. My cousins would shoot each other with those, and that's a little hardcore. The most I would do would be
Cops and robbers.
the most I would do would be like an airsoft plastic pump double eagle, nothing powered by green gas. So I would just use weak pistols and we'd shoot each other with those. But I would never do a Red Ryder BB gun. That would hurt.
You know, it leaves a giant welt. You get where the BB hits and then a welt
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah, did that ever did you ever do that? Did you ever get hit
Yeah,
by one?
I know from experience.
Oh, dude,
In a
hard.
close range shot in your leg, and you can't cry and go inside and say you're shooting each other because you're both getting a beating.
Oh, yeah. How old were you when you did that?
Shoot, like I want to say like around like 9 or 10, we would play cops and robbers and chase each other around with the BB guns. Some of us had the CO2, and then some of us had the pump action. You were only allowed to pump it 5 times, but sometimes they pumped it more.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know they made CO2 BB guns. So was that the airsoft gun? Because the airsoft gun shoots the little plastic pellets, right? The BB gun
Yeah,
shoots the little metal.
yeah,
Metal.
that one was the pump action.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
You know, you do that.
Yeah, it's hardcore.
My cousins got clever and would hide on the roof and get you from there.
Oh, those cousins. You got to watch out for those.
I was too short to get up there.
This is taking advantage of the short cousins sitting on the roof and pelting them with BBs, huh?
hmm I hide in trash bags and in the trash cans.
Hey, that's resourceful, man. You were not gonna concede to those rooftop warriors. You
I
were
watch them
fighting.
climb up there, and as soon as they start climbing up, get them from behind.
That's right. You were fighting them in the trenches, fighting them on the beaches like that. What's that Winston Churchill uh, speech when he's talking about fighting them in the air, fight them on the sea, whatever, fight them on the land?
I know what you're talking about.
Well, so I was also thinking yesterday about how it seems like most technological breakthroughs accomplished by industry, there's nothing more American or capitalistic than most technological breakthroughs being made to achieve something silly. Have you ever noticed that? Like, I often think, I can't remember what I was thinking last night. Oh yeah, someone had like a someone had like a star, a large like 7 foot lit up star that was about 15 feet off their roof from a pole, so it looks like it's levitating. And we were joking like, "Hey, how'd they get the lights up to that star?" And of course, there's a pole, but it's dark, so you can't see it. But you knew there was a support there. But I'm like, that would be such an American thing to do for a company to develop the technology to levitate something indefinitely just to make a light display on it, right?
Yes, almost
Similar.
like a projector.
Yeah, yeah, you could do a projector for sure, but similarly, I was like one time I was landscaping a house and I was transporting bark in a truck and a trailer and then using my wheelbarrow to take the bark from the truck bed to the flower beds to spread out the bark, right? And I was thinking to myself, it would be so cool to have portals, like a 3 foot diameter portal, right? You've got an entry point and an exit point, start point, end point. Material goes in one side of the portal, comes out the other side of the portal. I said that's what landscapers need just for bark. So that way you can put one of those portals underneath the pile of mulch at the mulch distributor, and then you can open up the portal on the other side and just dump bark directly from the pile of bark at the bark distributor onto the flower bed, and then maybe that dealer can like charge you by volume pass through the portal or something. I'm like, that would be such an American thing to do, is to develop the ability to send something through a portal and then use it for landscaping and spreading bark. It just seems like something we would do, right?
Yes, I would love that. As when I was a landscaper, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I knew you did landscaping.
Or even the gravel, because the your morning routine is 5 tons of gravel. So if you could portal that to the area that you need it, it would make life so easy.
Your routine as a landscaper was 5 tons of gravel.
Yes, and we would hand pick boulders and flagstone for really, really detailed fountains that they liked. They liked it Out here in New Mexico, they like to use a lot of moss rock and flagstone for their water fountains. And so we make them outside and make it really like elaborate and plants, rocks, boulders we had to hand pick, and we actually went to Mountaineer out here to go pick out the rocks by hand and load them.
Wow.
So I think that was like the best shape of my life.
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. My goodness. Uh, that's nuts. Yeah, something that would allow you to transport that would be great, right?
Yes, the
But
teleportation, a mighty morpher.
that's just what the. Hang on, I'm gonna pop out
The
into the chat here.
teleportation, a mighty morpher.
Hang on, you're gonna hear a little echo. There we go. Done.
You're on your YouTube. You're on Quibi, right?
Quibi? What's Quibi? I don't even know.
Which what are you live streaming on?
Oh, it's just Reality Stretch. If you go to Reality Stretch, it's just one word.
I think I was confusing you with another top guy.
It's all right. Okay,
There
so
you go, Rito.
you found it. Found the
I
live
did.
stream. All right. Well, I'm just saying, like that's something that like the extraterrestrials showing up on Earth would be like, "Whoa, you guys developed the ability to teleport things. That's cool. What are you doing with that?" Like, "Oh, we're using it in small business landscaping." Like, yeah, not surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's the American industry's way to create great technological advancement and then use it for.
Well, while you're on that subject, it's funny that you say that because I think we're very actually close to that because it would, one, it would take out the middle expenses and the middleman. And with the open AI and the chat GPT, it's getting really close to that, like replacing truck driver jobs. There's already robots that could flip burgers. I mean, I'm I'm thinking how fast everything is coming with the AI technology. Did you know that AI is also owned by Elon? Well, not a part owner of Elon Musk and his partner that owns PayPal.
Oh, well, whichever AI you're talking about, are you talking about Open AI? Because
Oh yeah,
so the
OpenAI.
guy that owns PayPal currently, or co-founded it with him, because I think it was Peter
Oh,
Thiel.
co-found. So I know it's Elon, and
Peter
then
Thiel.
yeah, Elon, and then I do know another co-owner, Jen. Let me get the last name. Have you heard of Stellar for the cryptocurrency?
No.
So I'm finding out with playing with the OpenAI, like it's all the big banks like JP Morgan, Elon Musk, and then the people behind like that has helped created those platforms. They're all connected. So I feel like going off of what you were saying, like building that portal, um, the biggest thing to focus on right now, I put down is the attention, data, software, and information is going to be the new oil. Have you noticed how? Hold on, let me put this. Do you know? Have you been following crypto at all?
No. I don't.
Okay.
Other than just like Bitcoin, and other than there's tons of crypto bots on Twitter. Other than that,
Crypto bots.
yeah, there's tons of crypto bots, man. Gotta love
Well,
them.
I see in quarter one and quarter two of 2023, I'm predicting that a lot of middle class jobs are going to be taken over with the open AI.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. I'm gonna switch my picture to like over here. So I can see that and appreciate that for sure. And um, that's been the that's been what we're trending towards. And what's interesting is initially with automation, I was thinking that a lot of jobs like insurance and others will go away very quickly when Google's, or whomever's AI for customer service is excels to the point where it can do a better job and is more responsive than a human. I know that lots of those jobs will go away. As far as the truck drivers, self driving, everything's at risk. But for a while, I thought, oh, it's good because the idea of avoiding automation for the sake of saving jobs is a regressive move. And the reason I say that is because if we basically that's just an aversion to any more efficient technology. So right now a farmer today can harvest more crop by a multiple than farmers over 100 years ago could do by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Technology's improving, efficiency's improving, and so whenever people are like, we can't automate this because too many people will lose their jobs, I'm like, well, then we shouldn't have washing machines because it's better that you take 5 hours to go find a creek, use a washboard, wash your clothes, than it is to have a labor saving device, something that saves time. Because if you consider humans as like a one organism, one creature, if a device is saving you time, it's no different than people's jobs being lost to automation and thereby saving the human experience the expenditure of time as well. So, I mean, it's really the same type of argument. And people will evolve. People will evolve. We always have since our inception. Like we'll just continue to evolve and adapt, and people that lose their jobs. But now here's where I made a mistake is, I mean, I make mistakes every day, but one of the ways I made a mistake is I figured that once automation was really kicking in, it would give people more time to pursue the arts. And what I didn't anticipate was that AI would also be a lot better at the arts. I don't know if they are better yet, but like one of my buddies and I were looking over the Mid Journey bot yesterday to see what sort of images it's churning out, and
Oh yeah.
it's outrageous the images that Mid Journey is pumping out. It's absolutely outrageous, and I'm gonna be playing. I have been using Stable Diffusion to generate AI images. Now I'm gonna switch to Mid Journey and buy a subscription. But I don't like Discord. I don't like having to deal with Discord, so I'm gonna have to figure that out because I don't know how it works.
I know I've been trying to play with the Discord myself.
What
I do hear you.
what were you looking at? Elon and Peter Thiel,
For the
artificial intelligence. I know Peter Thiel does his Palantir thing.
yeah, and there's question.
Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman, and others commit 1 billion to stop AI from taking over the world. That's back in 2015. Elon Musk's Neuralink, backed by Google Ventures. Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Can we access what's in Peter Thiel's Founders Fund?
Right. Let's ask Chat GPT.
Right? Oh, there was one thing I was going to ask Chat GPT. Oh yeah, see, Founders Fund. It has a website. Does this show what their portfolio is? Partner, Peter Thiel.
Okay.
Portfolio. So they're in SpaceX, Palantir. That's the one I was talking about. Stripe.
Oh, yes. And see, and Stripe is also part of Ripple and Stellar. Ripple's gonna be is starting to become is replacing, you know, how the I don't know if you followed the scandal with the XRP.
FTX
Yes.
with Sam
FTX,
Bankman Fried.
XRP,
Or is XRP a different one?
yeah, so there's different blockchains for the cryptocurrencies. And right now, what's going on is the executive order 14067. And that's basically making a bunch of rules for, well, making it supervised for the digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on this month because of the lawsuit of billions of dollars that was lost. But in doing that right now, the bigger banks with Stellar, JP Morgan, and Bank of America is going through Ripple. And Ripple is one of the biggest blockchains out there right now. And all of the big banks are switching over to that and have already started to and practicing. So it's really caught my attention. I know earlier this year I was telling you like I really wanted to invest in it because I wasn't sure where we would be in December with the US dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And looking into all of that is how I introduce you to the AI, that Right Sonic that I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just leads you down a rabbit hole. But it makes me start to think about and realize like whether it's the news or whatever they're feeding you online, it's like they're having you look this way, but they're doing something over here. Like right now, with the executive order that they're rolling out and educating people on how cryptocurrencies of fraud and blockchain is okay. Like that's kind of contradictory because you need a blockchain for your cryptocurrency, so they go hand in hand. So it's very, very interesting to see that open everything that we're talking about and playing with right now is all circulated around big bank corporations and owners of these platforms, which Elon Musk comes into the picture. JP Morgan keeps coming into the picture. Um, Let me pull up Ripple. Do you know a lot about Ripple?
Mm-mm.
That's something to look at. So um, Ripple basically is going to take over what the FTX and XRP was.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with XRP, so hang on.
Oh, gotcha.
XRP.
I'm just really interested because it seems the predictions were in December to have a lot of these bills passed. So right now, what I've gathered so far, just within this month, like really diving into it, is are obviously the U.S. dollar is going down. It's not really backed by assets or anything. So going into um, a digital currency um, and assets, I guess is supposed to save the U.S. dollar from going under. So that's what a lot of behind the scenes, um, like the executive order and everything. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of
What's
myself.
the significance of XRP?
So XRP is another, what you want to look up is Ripple. So XRP, XLM, they're all blockchains. and each. So let's say XLM and Stellar are the same company, but it's backed by Bank of America. And then you have Ethereum, which is backed by
Eth-
JP Morgan.
Ethereum or Ethereum?
Ethereum.
Oh, it's Ethereum. That's
Ethereum. I could be saying it wrong.
that's Vitalik Buterin's thing, right?
Yes.
So I didn't. Why is that backed by J.P. Morgan?
Because all the big banks are going to be switching over to the digital currency, and all of their white pages are out, and some of them are already rolled out. Some of them have already rolled out the program because we're going to be changing currencies. It's not going to happen like tomorrow, but they already have it in place and practicing. I think it's in. Let me see. I think they already start. I think they rolled it out in Indiana.
Hmm.
But anyways, the executive order is to regulate all digital currency, kind of like how there's a regulations for banks now.
Yeah, I see that. I found the. This is called the Federal Register. I didn't know it existed. If you're ever curious, it's federalregister.gov. I'm gonna add it to the show notes because
Oh yeah.
have you ever been on there? I haven't been on there before.
Yes, they have. They have. That's where I was looking at the executive order,
Okay.
and
Federal
then I was looking at the
Register.
executive order, and then kind of what like Stripe also.
Yeah, this executive order. Who has time to read it? How many words is this? Seriously.
You know what? Watch. I'll send you. I put it on. I put Cliff Notes in the Chat GPT.
Yeah. Watch this. Word counter. Google word counter. This is a story that I plugged in from ChatGPT. Speak of the devil, you're talking about ChatGPT. All right, this is how many words is this executive order? 5,576 words. Who has time to read that?
You
I mean,
know,
for real. I don't have time. I could sit there and read this on the stream, and it would take like the entire hour of streaming.
I I completely felt the same way, and I put it to because I started reading it, and it's really like it gets also confusing because the way that they word things,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to kind of like play riddle me this. Here, I'll send you these cliff notes.
What's the what is the American Presidency Project? Yeah, send me some cliff notes. That'd be great. All right, give me 1 second. Hang on, 2 seconds.
God, I'm gonna go to the whiteboard with you. I think you would have a fun.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, good. Let's see. Let me turn up this mic. My sound level's going down. Say something again. I want to check the mic levels. All right. What did it say you were doing here? Okay.
I'm
Shared a
sending you.
jam file. Let's look at jam. What is this Jamboard stuff? What are you trying to do to me here? Trying to teach me all these new tools and stuff, huh?
Oh, we're gonna learn this.
Whiteboard. All right, I'm viewing your whiteboard.
Let's see if I
So what? You
can.
could just draw on this now?
Yes, and you could put your documents.
Fancy.
I wanted to do what I wanted to. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Oh, you're just pasting up some notes.
Can you even see that sticking out?
Yeah. President Joe.
President Joe.
Issued by President Joe. That's cool. I didn't know about this Federal Register. This is pretty cool. Hmm.
It is. The reason why I'm getting really into it is because I want to be able to help with generation, like not freak people out, but have people know, like, if you know the game, you can't be played.
Yeah, but again, uh,
Not to
let's
freak
see here.
anybody out, but it's a good, if you just educate yourself. I think that this is would be like the new generational wealth, because um reading a lot about it, it sounds like a lot of people will be losing, like, if the banks do switch over, which it's already in place and happening. It's like pensions are going to be lost. People's retirements are going to be lost. um it's not scary. It's just, it's a good time to really be informed on what's going on. And the what is happening is, um there's a lot of distraction on the other side. So as all of this is rolling out and these laws are being passed for new digital currency, open AIs and everything, everybody's, posting their AI on, TikToks and Facebook and their avatars right now.
Sure.
So that's what's hitting the mainstream, but none of this stuff that, is behind the scenes is hitting anywhere. Like, FTX getting sued for billions of dollars, but on the news, there's nothing being told about the that our banks and our U.S. Treasury is trillions in the same issue, but they're in trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
None of that is mentioned. So there's still inconsistencies with our regular banking system for what FTX is being sued for, and I didn't even know that.
Well, I mean, FTX. I don't know very much about it. FTX is being sued basically for just mismanaging their
Money.
fiduciary responsibility. I mean, when they were audited, they had like a negative balance of Bitcoin in their fund. Like they're supposed to be. And I was listening to this on. There's a good podcast I like called like We Study Billionaires, and um, they were talking about this whole debacle, and they're saying that there's like exchanges that operate as a bank that hold your wallet, hold your funds, and then there are exchanges that actually function as an exchange, and they just skim a fee off the transaction and move on. No, I don't think that was on We Study Billionaires. I think that was on another podcast I like called Econ Talk. Um, who runs that thing? But anyway, so what was FTX functioning as a bank and then just embezzling the funds and mismanaging their fiduciary trust? And when they were audited, they had a negative balance of Bitcoin, and they were supposed to have like, I wonder how many Bitcoins they were supposed to have. Bitcoin was FTX supposed to have? Data from CoinGlass showed Bitcoin balance at FTX of just one Bitcoin as of press time. That balance had been about, who knows if this is, I don't know if these are, Anyway,
I'll get some good hot topic note topics, a little bit more organized for you to send. Because I think you would have a lot of fun with diving into what's going on with the crypto and the blockchain. It's definitely made me educate myself on it because I feel like it's a very, very great opportunity for anybody to really change their situation for good generational wealth, like moving forward. I don't really think it's scary other than just being disciplined to learn what's really going on while you're posting your TikToks and AI stuff. Oh, actually, I was gonna say on the I remember we were talking about you know, when you were saying like, washer machines and just how technology has advanced, but we still have jobs.
uh,
Um, right now it just popped in my head like everything's about data data and what we've done online. So if we think about it, we've kind of like replaced ourselves with all these like docs, emails, and everything. So I think because I never really thought about, I'm like, wow, how are the AI bots able to do what we do? And I'm like, oh, we have it all in data.
mhm.
We trained AI on our jobs, and they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I mean everything that AI is doing, it was created by humans and relies on human input. And the eventuality that some people think, I do you know what the singularity is?
No,
So the singularity is, let's look up the definition of the singularity real quick. What is the It's basically the point where AI flips. But I want to attribute it to the person who originally brought this up. Let's see here. Who coined the term singularity? The singularity, Techopedia. Is this a reputable source? I've heard of this guy, Ray Kurzweil. Is he on Twitter? Maybe I can follow him. You know what Substack is? Amby, you're muted or something. I lost audio. Can you hear me?
here I am.
There you are.
No, I've heard of substacking.
What
Can you
was?
recap me on that?
It's like a an advanced sort of blog. It's way better than most of the. Oh, I think I listened to Ray Kurzweil on the Lex Friedman podcast. Um, what were we? I just lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? We were talking about you being muted, and then we were talking about the singularity. But where were we going with that? The
The
point is,
single
the point is the singularity. Oh, I was gonna see if Ray Kurzweil was on Twitter. That's what. It's got to be him. 13K followers.
15K.
Is that him? Tracking the acceleration of intelligence. This looks like an interesting thing to follow. Um, wonder if this is actually him or if this is like a bot. Ray Kurzweil. I'll follow him anyway. Does he have any tweets or activity? Maybe he deleted his Twitter. Definitely doesn't look like he has any activity. I'll put this link in the show notes. Let's take a look. But back to who coined the term singularity. Um, Singularity was originally coined by mathematician John von Neumann, who way back in the 1950s spoke of how ever accelerating technological progress could impact human life. This is from Techopedia. It's basically when artificial general intelligence emerges, um, something that's able to transcend a physical infrastructure created by humans. Right now, my understanding of it is artificial general intelligence is something that we basically can't unplug or power down. Um, and the singularity is basically when artificial intelligence eclipses human capacity and understanding in an irreversible way. Uh, I mean that's what the singularity means to me. The word singularity comes from astrophysics, where it is used to refer to a point in space-time where the rules of ordinary physics do not apply.
This
Okay,
is this is where humans and robots end up cyborgs.
I think that's
Yep.
mostly known as transhumanism.
You know, I don't mind. I think it'll be very interesting. It's a interesting and great time to live to see like these changes.
Yeah,
Definitely. I mean, I'm all about AI only because um I wasn't into technology as much just because of my own my lack of education or like really getting into it. But having stuff like this really helps, not just costs, but um I think it helps with painting your picture a bit better than paying somebody and hoping that they captured really what you're looking for.
sure.
So I'm very much about it. And then as for it taking over other jobs, I think it's just in a helpful sense, just because right now we have a lot of people like the whole, I want to say the last few weeks, going shopping or going anywhere, there's like maybe one or two employees and then nobody else showing up to work. So I think that would also help, businesses stay alive if that does happen. But I don't see malls and stuff like that existing soon because everything's pretty much done through e-commerce.
Mhm. Yeah, brick
So
and mortar. I don't know. I thought Amazon was going to quickly squash Walmart with e-commerce, but
no,
Walmart has proven a resilient juggernaut. I mean, their online platform, they started doing Amazon did free 2-day shipping, Walmart started doing free 2-day shipping. Um, and in many ways, Walmart evolved so rapidly to the point that in many ways, I think their service is superior to Amazon because it's brick and mortar. Because you can have all the same shipping benefits and cost benefits um, through Walmart that you can also be able to go pick something up same day or do the pickup option where you order groceries and they deliver it to your car. So Walmart evolved so quickly, but undoubtedly, without Amazon, what would Walmart look like today? Would it still just be like a Kmart clone, or you know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna be like their warehouses and just people. What what I saw on here. So it's going to be warehouses. What they're practicing it already, where you drive up and then they either load your car or they do the delivery times. I don't know if you've noticed like the hiring signs for Walmart.
mm-hmm.
It's like a gig working app, kind of like Instacart or Grubhub.
Okay, yeah,
So you could apply for it. Um, like you would on a gig app. And then on the gig app, you can choose to shop for the items and deliver, or you could just choose to shop, or you could just choose to deliver.
interesting.
And yeah, and you could clock in anytime that you want. So like before I would do Postmates just for some extra cash. And what you do is you just tap a button, it signs you in, and you have a credit card that they give you. So then that gets activated, and then you get your list of what you need to get. You go do that, you make a purchase, or it would already be bought for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just take it and deliver. You keep 100% of the tips on top of them paying you a small mileage fee.
Interesting.
And that's the direction that Walmart has gone. And then they're also, I know out here, I don't know if they mentioned anything out in Idaho, but out here in New Mexico, there's talks of them shutting down the majority of Walmarts and just making it strictly an e-com warehouse, kind of like an Amazon type deal.
Interesting. That would probably make a lot of sense. I saw an article, like a headline pop up that said like some executive with Walmart said if they can't curtail the shoplifting uh, at the rate that it's going, that they're just gonna have to shutter some stores.
Yeah,
So that would make sense. I mean, how much do they have to spend in security right now? And if the only people they had to monitor were the employees and contractors, where there's a little bit more incentive to not steal because they want to make money, not just spend, not just avoid. Because I mean, in theory, a thief just wants to avoid spending money, and when an employee or a contractor has the motivation of making money, there's a little bit more at stake than just trying, the aversion to theft, or stealing, avoiding spending money. Look at this
I know.
guy. Look at this guy real quick. Von Neumann says
Uh,
Wikipedia says was a child prodigy. When he was 6 years old, prodigy, sorry. When he was 6 years old, he could divide two 8-digit numbers in his head and could converse in ancient Greek. When a
wow.
6-year-old von Neumann caught his mother staring aimlessly, he asked her, "What are you calculating?" Huh. Funny. Now that is something one of my kids would do. Adam would totally say, "What are you calculating?" Like so one of my kids like burst into tears for something, and the 6-year-old said, "Well, his expression sure changed quickly." Like, who says that? Who says that? He's never heard me say that. He's never heard mom say that. But um,
The mind.
I feel like there's a level of complexity where you can just BS things, though. Like, if I try to divide two 8-digit numbers in my head, who's gonna fact check me on that? Right?
I know.
I could probably just
You
try to
have
get
those
close to
people.
the number. I could probably just try to get close to the number and have it be sound credible. And same with like ancient Greek. Like if he could converse in ancient Greek, how many people around him actually knew ancient Greek to tell if he was actually saying, if he was speaking properly, right? I feel like I
Like
could roll
those
up and be like, "Hey, Amby, so to divide 3,867,213 by 178,209, then it's gonna come out to be 7.36512." Nah, I'm just kidding. That's horrible. That doesn't even make sense. But the point is, I feel like I ought to be able to BS my way to something that sounds credible.
yes, like the I don't know if you've ever heard of those people doing sign language for like the US government and they were like fraud.
Yo, yeah, I
How
love
do you even
those.
get that far?
I love those. I, I don't know. I think that kind of a con or trickery is a net benefit to society because it's funny, it's harmless. You didn't really well, look at me go. Let's think of the unintended consequences. If they relied on someone to translate for the hard of hearing community and that person was a fraud, then the whole hard of hearing community would miss out on the actual message. So, never mind. There are consequences and there are victims of that action. So, I reverse my statement.
I was gonna uh agree with you on it because I'm like, you know what? How I started my commercial cleaning company is I've had restaurant experience as like a manager, general manager, but not actually cleaning the equipment. I totally lied and just YouTubed my whole way to start up my own business through a YouTube channel because I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, but I would argue some people would say it's dishonest, but there's a fine line of gray area. So not a fine line. There's a fuzzy gray area between marketing and dishonesty. Because you could easily make a case that watching those YouTube videos gave you experience. Like you could easily make that case. Now, if you were intentionally misleading someone, that's a little bit different. Like if you tell people, "No, I worked in XYZ store as a manager," then I would probably
Yeah.
draw the line at that kind of statement. But if you say, "I know how to do this and I have experience, I know how it works." I've been Even if you don't say I have experience, if you say I've been trained and I know how it works, and in reality you've just watched YouTube videos, I don't necessarily see that as a lie, saying you have
Yeah.
experience. You know what I mean?
Oh, I faked it till I made it, but that's only because I really like believe in myself. Like if I'm gonna go do it, because one, I never want to leave anybody in a bad position, but two, it was good money, and I was like, how hard is it to clean?
And plus you have confidence in yourself because you know you're going to take care of your clients. So if you look at it like the ends justify the means, it's like you manage to bring in clients. Let's say you say fake it till you make it. Let's use an even worse term, by hook or crook, right?
Yeah.
But you got a client and you were confident you were going to take care of them, and you took care of them and they became repeat recurring business.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like you believed, you had a vision, you made it happen. Some might disagree with that method, but the point is, to me, it's just marketing, right?
Marketing and developing new skills.
Marketing and developing new skills. That's right. That's right. Um, I was gonna bring something up about that, but I forgot. Train of thought gone. Something about you cleaning, developing new skills. Oh, fake it till you make it. I was thinking about, you may have heard me say this yesterday on the show, but I was thinking about how you can you get more of what you focus on, right? Did you hear me
Yeah.
talk about that part?
Yes.
So me health wise, by June 1st, I want to be in the best shape of my life, right? You remember those conversations we've had?
I I do.
And you said you were going to join me in that. Are you still going to join me in that?
I've already started.
Yeah, me too. I've already started, but the point is, instead of trying to burn out, like doing everything quickly, we gave ourselves like 6 months to try to do it, so that way it's like just easier to make consistent habits and life changes. But the reframe that I did was, what you focus on, you get more of, and it doesn't matter if you say you want it or you're avoiding it. What your focus is on, what the subject is, you get more of. So with me saying I want to lose 60 pounds by June 1st, what the universe hears and what my focus is on is the 60 pounds I need to lose.
Oh
So
yeah.
even though I'm saying I don't want that, that's where the focus is, and that's what I get more of. So what I've started doing is saying, I just started this like 3 days ago, 2 days ago. I said, I am gaining a healthy state. And for
Yes.
me, the target weight that I want is 180 pounds. I'm 6'2". I want to be 180 pounds. And so I'm saying I am gaining a healthy state of 180 pounds. And what's interesting is, like, in the past 2 days, like, my appetite has totally changed. I don't have a sweet tooth anymore. and I honestly have no cravings. Like it's so weird. Yesterday I straight up said, I was sitting here looking at like whatever unhealthy thing I was looking at. I think it was a bucket of fudge. And I honestly looked at it and I was like, I don't want any of that. And honestly, Amby, that's the first time that's ever happened in my life. I mean,
I knowing you and your sweet tooth, Tito, to turn down a piece of fudge is I'm very proud of you.
well, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're flowing with the universe, when you're trying to be on your best timeline, which is your catchphrase.
We're
And I know
always
you
on the
didn't
go.
make up the catchphrase, but you've adopted it as your own, so I attribute it to you because you're the one that introduced it to me.
Oh yeah.
But when you do that and you can genuinely say that like something's changed in your desires and in your mindset, it was one of the biggest paradigm shifts I've had this year, and it aptly came at the very end of the year. It's 2020. It's the 22nd of 2022 today. Isn't that interesting?
246.
Yesterday was winter solstice, shortest day of the year. Days are just going to keep getting longer. Before you know it, we're going to be barbecuing and blowing off fireworks.
Yes, in the best shape of our life.
And in the best shape of our life by June 1st. Yeah.
And what you're saying, what you said is something that I've learned the past couple of months. Also, that just reflected at the end of the year. So I think it's awesome that you say that in the way that you did. A few people that I follow on social media say to live each day as a person that you see yourself in June. So that's what our goal is. So, because if you live how you see yourself, it automatically becomes part of your life. So I try to do that. So I start every morning with purposeful silence, and then I try to visualize how I see myself. So I've recently been visualizing basically being in good shape, and if I'm in good health, I should say, what would I do? I would wake up on time. At I would wake up on time and then have my stuff packed the night before, and then when I go to eat, I try to think about kind of like if it's gonna be how it makes my body feel, or just like how I kind of got rid of just drinking altogether,
Hmm.
is thinking about like how I feel when I drink and how I feel after I drink. So I've been doing a lot of like living my life as if I'm already in the best shape of my life. And then it's just worked a lot of wonders. And also just living as a person that I see myself as, other than just hoping and wishing. So I think I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, and you just kind of summed it up a lot easier than the other people that I was watching.
Oh, well, nice. Well, thank you. There's a lot of truth to
I
that.
like your simplicity about it.
There's like I love, this about me. I love the People's Pizza, Little Caesars, the People's Pizza, man. That guy that founded that company, I just so much believe in his mission and what he was doing to try to make affordable pizza for middle class, to lower class families. That's me, man. I love that pizza. It's so good.
Me
Extra
too.
most bestest, and then someone blew my mind by ordering the Hawaiian style uh, with like the ham and pineapple, and it was unbelievably delicious. I had no idea. Um, so what I started doing a while back is like, I'll buy one of those pizzas, and it's hit and miss. Sometimes I feel like they've been sitting in the keep warm section for like an hour because it's like crusty. But if you order them fresh, and if you get a fresh extra most bestest or something, man, it's so good. But I tried to do what you were talking about because I'll just straight up eat like a whole 3,000 calorie Little Caesars large by myself in one sitting.
It goes quick.
It goes quick, and and Instead, one day I had a craving for Little Caesars like 2 months ago, and I like sat there and I just like kind of meditated, and I just imagined eating the pizza and like took myself through what would it taste like, what's the texture like, the sodium, the grease, and I just imagined the texture and the crunchy crust, and then once you get to the fluffiness of the interior, and then once I imagine eating like 5 slices in, then it starts tasting kind of bland. Then by the time you're done, you have so many regrets in life, not just the pizza, like you're regretting every life decision you've ever made that brought you to that point.
Mhm.
But
Mine's usually trying to put like my belly gets extended right away, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah. And then the pleasure's gone. You did it. That craving satisfied, and now you're just full of just despair. so so I took
despair,
myself
and everybody else is hungry because you ate it all.
yeah. I took myself through that process, and I was able to visualize the pleasure and the pain. And after I was done, I had like satiated that craving. Like I was good. It's like I walked my brain through the same thing without actually going through it, and rationally looked at where will I be after I do this? Will I feel better or worse? And my brain was able to reconnect that pleasure just by visualizing the delicious consumption of pizza.
I think you should save that part because that's like the greatest like example of being mindful, like a mindfulness session that you had with yourself. Like because you could taste, you could smell it, hear it. Like you walked yourself through a little bit of a guided like mindfulness meditation with pizza.
With the pizza, the Little Caesars, man, it's a great place. It's
It
a great
is,
place.
and there's no better way to throw a pizza party than going over there.
I don't know. I actually like Domino's. After they did their revamp and they changed their recipe up, um, I really like Domino's pizza right now. But Little Caesars is just the go-to because they're the only ones that are doing the hot and ready thing, which is hard to believe. Like if Domino's had on-demand pizza, that would be a game changer. But Little Caesars, you know that you can just duck in and grab something right then and there. But I still order it in the pizza portal for pickup because you know it's going to be fresh and sublime. I don't like their combination pizza though because they use those little canned mushrooms. Canned mushrooms are
Oh,
fine if you want canned mushrooms. I used to sit in my grandparents' basement and eat a can of canned mushrooms when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old. I love them, but
you
I don't
know,
necessarily like them on pizza. What?
mushrooms. When bringing that up and Domino's cross-referencing, have my favorite pizza to get from Domino's is mushroom, spinach, and the red, what is it? The red peppers with not the red sauce but garlic sauce.
Mm,
Man, that is the best pizza I've ever had.
that's mushrooms, red bell peppers,
It's
garlic sauce,
yeah, it's oh roasted red peppers is what it's called.
roasted red peppers. Nice. Okay.
Roasted red pepper, mushroom, spinach, and then it's garlic sauce on the Brooklyn style.
Oh, and that's at Domino's?
Yeah,
Wow. That sounds so good.
it's it tastes like super fresh. It's not. I like the thin crust, but the Brooklyn style is almost like a thin crust, but you have the thick crust at the end.
Yeah, nice.
But that's my vegan pizza.
That's your vegan pizza? Is there cheese on your vegan pizza?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. I see. I see.
Sometimes if I'm not doing my mindfulness technique like you did, it's going down.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know much about vegans. I like to be whole food plant based, as you know, when I can. Um, Meaning, if I'm presented with some prime rib or some oatmeal, I will try my hardest to go for the oatmeal. I may not succeed. Prime rib is delicious, especially with horseradish. But I wonder if there are some vegans out there that do drink milk, eat cheese, maybe eggs, because like an animal didn't have to die to produce it. Like if their goal is to not harm an animal, but maybe they think the fact that the animal was bred in captivity and produced the product in captivity, maybe they think it's also the living condition of that animal. But I know a lot of people are whole food just for the. Have you ever been on nutritionfacts.org?
No. For me, I used to be super, super, super big on cheese. Anything dairy, actually. I'm your guy. Cheese and crackers all day long. What are those plates called? Chicory plate or chicory? I don't think I'm saying that right.
Chicory? It's a thing. I don't know what the plate is though.
So it comes with like an assortment of like deli meats and cheeses and crackers with
Mm.
some smears.
I don't know what that's called. Hors d'oeuvres.
It's called like a chuckery plate or something like that. Chuckery.
Oh, I
Let's
think
see.
you've talked to me about this before.
Yeah, so but the only reason why I even thought about well going vegan and stuff is I was having a lot of stomach issues and then I ended up coming across a documentary called What the Health.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard of that.
And
Look at this. It's
that
right
has
here.
yeah, it's completely changed my perspective on a lot of stuff. And for me, like out of any addictions that I've had, I would say food is the hardest addiction to cut
Mm.
because I could be going strong. I've done a whole year of being a vegan, and it's like you're having withdrawals because you could like pass by like your favorite steakhouse and just like get those flavors in your mouth, or even like McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's a lot, but if I pass by the place, I know exactly how the burger tastes, how the fries taste, and you have like a slight craving.
Mhm.
But when it comes to steak and cheese, like I definitely like really have to get myself in a place of where you feel like you want to eat it because everybody else is having it, so you don't always make the best choice. So that's just one of those things that you have
Attention
to
speakers,
be
coach.
very, very mindful of.
I'm
But I
Christine
say out of
Dunbar from
all the
Speak
addictions that I've
Modification.
had, food is the hardest.
Yeah, food is definitely the my hardest. You're right. It's and it. I don't know. I love summer sausage. You know the roll of meat.
Mm,
I love that.
yes.
But the problem is as well, I can only have so much of it because it coats my mouth in that grease stuff, and I don't like that feeling.
Oh
But
yeah.
I love a platter of summer sausage. Here it is. Here's the word you're talking about. Listen to this.
.com, and this is my
This is like a 3 minute video. Dang it. This is gonna take way too long. If I want to hear how to pronounce a word, just say the word. She has written here charcuterie,
Yeah. There we go.
but does that emphasis? Here's a 1 minute video, much more manageable.
Attention speakers,
Let's
coach.
do it.
What?
What's up guys, bonjour, this is Julian the Frenchman who makes pronunciation videos here on YouTube, and we are looking at how to pronounce this category of food made of cured meats, dried pork in varied preparations, the ham, prosciutto and
This
jamon,
is French.
chorizo, salami, dried sausages and saucisson, mortadella, pate, speck, coppa and many more. So how do you
Thank you,
go about
Julian.
pronouncing this? There's going to be two territory. You do
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for you to hear it.
Gotcha.
I don't know
It's
because
okay. I'll
it's
hear it.
audio on my desktop. I'll tell you what it says. Yeah, we gotta figure that out. I have to figure out the audio visual thing for like. Anyway,
You want to insist on the
so
Q part,
Also,
that's
and
on
it's Q, not
your
Q, because
yesterday's stream, if you don't mind, I'm gonna play with your clips and make them segments.
oh, please do. Yeah, if you want to upload some clips, because there are like like 2 or 3 days ago, I read a super epic Chat GPT poem that was like it was so epic. Anyway, listen to this. Hang on. Let me tell you this. What does he
do
say?
want to insist on the Q part, and it's Q, not Q, because yes, it is a French word and a name of French origin, and the
Hang on.
French pronounce the U,
I'm just making up the word I'm
charcuterie,
trying to pronounce it.
charcuterie.
Okay.
Charcuterie. I'm not saying it right. Anyway, it sounds like a charcuterie. Charcuterie. I'm gonna say it like an American, but the point is it's charcuterie. That's the point.
I'm like, I'm saying it like chuckery. I don't know.
Charcuterie. This person says in the comments, I called it a fancy Lunchables for grown-ups.
It doesn't get when you could get a group of grown-ups to have a lunchable with you. Like, I would call that a good date.
Yeah, charcuterie. Okay. Hey, you want to help me? Well, first, let me show you something real quick. Can I show you something real quick?
Yes.
What's the name of that medical MD guy? The meat MD. I don't know if this is gonna work. This guy. He's the carnivore MD. Is that what his name is? They were talking about it on Joe Rogan, and I looked him up and started following him for a minute. Just yeah, Paul Saladino. Bear with me here. So see this dude?
Yeah.
See this dude? He's a Joe Rogan says he looks great. Paul Saladino? That's Laser Beam. Laser Beam. No, not that Laser Beam. What's that guy's name? Lannon? No, is that Lannon? Is that his name? It's Gazer Beam. That's what I'm thinking of.
Gazer beam.
From
I have it
Incredibles.
here.
From
Okay.
Incredibles. Oh, it's Simon J. Palladino. Simon J. Palladino on The Incredibles was the name of Gazer Beam. That's funny. And this guy's who? Simon J. Palladino, and this guy is Paul Saladino. So it's the exact same, except like the P and the S are mixed. Instead of Simon Palladino, it's Paul Saladino. That's so funny.
And see, I'm already turned on by that picture.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So hang on
I
here.
want those olives. I just want to be like,
This is what we need to talk about. Look at this guy. Joe Rogan says he looks like great, right?
yeah.
And he does. He has a great physique. He's got a great physique. But just look at his like face, man. Like I think he's tan. I think he looks good. I do agree. He does a lot of surfing. He's out in the sun a lot. Okay? But just bear with me. Look at this. Look at his face here. You see his face?
Trying to catch up to you once again.
Oh, just hit live on the. If you're on the YouTube video, just hit live and mute it so it's not playing back in your ear.
Oh yeah.
You see him?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the poolside shot. Here's his in the kitchen shot. How old would you say he is? Just guess, just for fun.
If he didn't have his shirt off, I would go around like late 40s. Without his shirt, I want to say around mid 50s. And that's only because of the skin.
Only because of the skin.
Still
All
in
right.
good shape.
So just for fun. So this guy, let's see if we can see how old he actually is.
And he's the carnivore.
He's a carnivore. Carnivore MD. And you watch a video of him and anyway, and this is the point that I'm gonna make. Paul Saladino, age. He's 45 years old. All right, he's 45 years old. That's the carnivore, And Joe Rogan loves carnivores. Now, let me show you Dr. Alan. I think it's Alan Goldhammer. Oh, nope. That's not the right one. Dr. Alan Goldhammer. This guy was on a podcast with Rich Roll. Okay, look at this dude. How old do you think he is?
Jeez, he looks like he's in his later 40s.
Okay. He looks like
He'll
he's in
be,
his later 40s. I
yeah.
have no freaking idea how old he is. And that's the problem. Um, he leads the True North Health Center, which does medically supervised water fasts. He co-authored or was one of the authors on this book, The Pleasure Trap. And I've read it or listened to the audiobook version of most of it that I bought on Audible, but I haven't finished it yet. But it's a great book. But I watched this podcast with this guy on Rich Roll, Alan Goldhammer. Let me show you just a quick clip of that. Rich Roll, because this is the point I'm trying to make real quick. This is from 2020. I'm just going to show you a quick.
Attention speakers,
Our audience
coaches,
isn't big enough.
there's
We don't have anyone watching. I don't think anyone's going to care if I show this clip from Rich Roll. No copyright infringement intended. I'm just going to show a clip of this guy talking. Look at this guy. All right, you see him? Not bearded fellow. The other guy. I just have it muted right now anyway, so nothing to see. But you see this guy?
Yes.
He's ageless. I have no clue. I don't know if he's done like facelifts or skin tucks or what. But here's what's scary. I think I don't know how old he is, but he's like way older than 45. Like I think he talks about how his like aging mother clued him into some health benefits. And this guy's a whole food plant-based water fasting guy. And I can't for the life of me figure out how old he is, and it's really annoying. Oh, 63. There we go. He's 63 years old.
63?
This guy's 63 years old. Look at him.
Dang, I look older than that guy.
Right? And so, and it seems like a lot of the people that I know, and then look at Gregor. I don't know how old Gregor is, but look at that guy. Like, I know he's got receding hair, but like, who doesn't? Right? I mean, some people's hair starts receding when they're a teenager. But I mean, look at this guy. How old does his face look? Right?
He looks like he's 60.
Oh, you think he looks like he's 60? No way, man. You really?
Oh, wait. Oh, that guy?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Hang on.
Well,
This guy.
Yeah. He still looks like maybe 50.
Gregor? Yeah, man. I don't know. His skin's so clear. He's looking young. Let me see. Michael Gregor age. Okay, he's 50 years old. All right.
Is it?
He's 50 years old, so you're on the money with that one. But my point is, look at this guy's like expression on his face, right? Look at this guy, right? And now look at our carnivore MD guy. There's just something to me, I don't know what it is, and maybe I'm weird, but it just seems like most carnivores look like they've been left out in the sun. And I know this guy surfs and stuff, and that's probably aged him. But like even Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan loves his meats. Like let's look at Joe Rogan. I'm just saying it's interesting. That's all.
It definitely is.
I think it's interesting. I mean, look at it. I don't know what it is, generally speaking, and I know I'm really biased, but I've tried the keto diet. I've tried the high protein, low carb diet, but for some reason, generally speaking, if you were to list a bunch of people side by side who had a mix of carnivores and vegans, I think I'd be able to identify which ones are carnivores and which ones are vegans just by guessing. I don't know. It'd be interesting to try.
We should.
Someone should get on Instagram and compile a list of carnivores and a list of vegans, and then you and I can cycle through them on, next time you're on the program, and we'll
Mhm.
try to decide which ones are carnivores. But you get my point, right?
Yes, we can make it a game. I mostly, like I said, I was just having a lot of issues. Like I love pork, love tamales. Everything's pork in my family. But what I notice is how like I look like I have a pregnant belly when I'm done eating pork, but not just meat. Like if I eat bread also. So
You get bloat. Like, I wonder if that's a gluten thing, because I hear some people, they call it like a gluten belly.
yeah, I get the gluten belly if that's what it's called, and then with the meat, I just can't. I don't know. That's the most inflammation that I do get. So that's why I started like more on the vegan. I definitely feel a lot better with fruits and veggies, definitely. But there's just times where I feel like I don't get satisfied or full enough, or like you just want that piece of meat. And
Yeah.
then I feel satisfied or like more nutritioned.
Yeah, the best logic I've seen that I try to espouse is that I'm whole food plant based, but I'm whole food plant based. Meaning, if I'm at someone's house and they've carefully prepared a delicious Sunday slow cooked roast, I'm not going to turn it down because it was nice of them to make it and it's very, very delicious. So it's delicious. I'm not going to say no, but it's mostly that I'll have maybe a smaller portion. So I'm not like a strict. I'm never going to eat meat or animal products, but I'll try to be generally whole food plant based. Does that make sense?
Yes, I believe in it because I help. I really do feel like it helps with digestion.
Rich roll. Plant-based nutrition master class. He sent this out November 24th. This looks like something fun to do. Dr. Esselstyn. This is another guy. Watch this guy. How old do you think this guy is?
Let's see.
Oh, he's looking. It's too blurry. He's looking pretty old there. Anyway, he's older. He's looking. Hang on. See him right there? Guy in the back? This
Very
is his
small.
son in front of him.
Oh wow.
How old do you think this guy is?
I want to say he's late 50s.
Oh, no, you can't see. My resolution must not be high enough. I mean, maybe. Can you see him clearly? I don't know. I would have guessed over like that, but let me show you. Dr. Esselstyn, Caldwell Esselstyn. Okay, here's some better pictures of him. See him now?
I do.
He's 89 years old.
89.
This guy is 89 years old. I don't know when this picture was taken. Let's see if there's some metadata on it. 2019. This was taken in Denmark in 2019. So at the time that this was taken, he
Oh,
was
that's a good picture.
yeah, at the time it was taken, he was 86 years old at the time of this being taken.
He looked like he lost some age.
Right? I mean, he's 86 years old in this picture.
Kind of like Jeff Bezos. He looked like he was getting ready to retire. Now he looks like a fresh piece of meat.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff Bezos, I'm pretty sure he's pretty big into the biohacking thing. I wouldn't be
Uh,
surprised if he's doing some sort of, I don't know, something to try to reverse his age. Um, that may or may not be entirely natural. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
you know, we'll know once we get there. I don't know if I want to go with half cyborg or
I don't know. I don't know either. Hey, help me make up a word and then we'll end the stream.
make up a
I
word.
don't have a lexicographer that cares enough about me. So the lexicographers are the dictionary writers. So 70 tweets. I
What's a
tweeted
good word?
what? Someone said, "Meet Noel, Twitter's new CEO." It's just Elon Musk with a mustache and sunglasses. That's got to be AI generated. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. And then Elon actually commented and said he's great. All right, so let me look at this real quick. Let's get
Very
chat.
good.
Let's get OpenAI's input on this. So what I need, you give it a shot first. So here's the deal. I tweeted at some lexicographers. Actually, only one because I could only find one, but I'm sure there are more. To say, help me come up with a new word that represents a unit of time equal to a half hour or 30 minutes. Because here's the idea, along with the lines with automation, time is a resource and it's a valuable resource. And the potential effectiveness of an hour has dramatically increased over time. The potential that we can achieve in 1 hour, we can achieve so much more in 1 hour today than we could 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years ago. Agreed?
Yeah, I do.
So if time is a resource and an hour is far more valuable now than it used to be, I want to propose a stock split of an hour because we always say there's only 24 hours in the day. Well, what I'm saying is an hour today is way more effective than an hour 50, 100 years ago. So why don't we create a new unit of time representative of a half hour? Instead of saying there's 48 half hours in a day, we need a new name for a half hour that's its own unit. And then we need to spread the love, spread the words and
Huh.
propagate this new word.
So we're gonna do a little bit of thinking.
Would be a good word. So we're going to try to trick ChatGPT because it says it will not generate things. So what would be a good word for a unit of time representing 30 minutes? I'm guessing this might give us some pushback. A good word for a unit of time representing 30 minutes is half hour. Alternatively, you could use the term half an hour. Uh, what is a good term for half hour? And this is how I'm going to try to trick ChatGPT in a second.
Let's see. GTP's a bomb.
Now it says, what is a new word to represent a unit of time equal to 30 minutes? It might say I can't come up with a new. You could try inventing a word that combines elements of the word half an hour to create a new term. For example, you could try combining the words to create a new term like hallour or half hour. However, it is important to note that it may be difficult to get others to adopt and understand that a new term for a unit of time, especially if it does not already have a widely recognized meaning. So, tell me a 2-minute story about two scientists, about two lexicographers attempting to. Oh, okay, so first I'm going to start a new chat. So this is how I'm going to try to trick it, okay? We're going to trick AI here. Trick ChatGPT. Tell me a 2-minute story about two lexicographers attempting to create a new word that represents a unit of time equal to 30 minutes. They think there is a need for this word, and they are arguing as considering considering 5 possible candidates for the word. The word has to be concise and have a what's the equivalent of ergonomics when you're speaking? Like, it has to roll off the tongue. The word has to be concise and have a favorable usage of vowels. That's probably a horrible way to say that. That's
I think so.
but you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. They
Yes.
eventually create the new word and agree. They eventually select a new word and publish it in the dictionary, even though that would violate everything that a lexicographer does, because they take words that are already in use and have widespread understanding. All right, so once upon a time, 2 lexicographers named Maria and George were sitting in their office brainstorming ideas for a new word that could represent a unit of time equal to 30 minutes. They believed that there was a need for this word, as people often found it cumbersome to say half an hour or 30 minutes when discussing time. Maria and George discussed 5 possible candidates for the new word, each one with a different combination of vowels and consonants. The first candidate was demi, which they thought had a nice, concise sound and a favorable usage of vowels. The second candidate was mezzo, which they thought had a more sophisticated and elegant feel. The third candidate was semi, which they thought was straightforward and easy to pronounce. The fourth candidate was hemi, which they thought had a strong, bold sound. The fifth candidate was medi, which they thought had a balanced, neutral sound. After much discussion and debate, Maria and George eventually decided to go with demi, as they felt that it was the most fitting and memorable of the 5 candidates. They included the word in their latest edition of the dictionary, and it quickly became widely adopted by the general public. From that day on, people could easily and concisely refer to 30 minutes as a demi, or a half demi. That part doesn't make sense. Maria and George were proud of their contribution to the English language, and they continue to work on creating and defining new words for future editions of the dictionary.
Which out of those did you like?
I don't know. I'm just happy that we got it to generate some words. Because often, if you ask it to generate something, it's like, I'm just a language model. I won't generate anything. It's like,
Oh, I know.
no, you will. You do every day. You generate stuff.
I need you to go in the secret stash box.
Let's see. I can't tweet this out. If I just search Twitter for a lexicographer, there's got to be one that amateur lexicographer. I need to find one that's like active.
Let's see.
Lexicographer. Good supply of dictionaries. What? Islamic lexicographer Dr. Saeed Amar Naqshawani. Did I say that right?
I think you would do it better, say it better than I would.
This guy like just tweets a picture of this bro without even like giving any links or any like how am I supposed to find this guy then? I just need a lexicographer to say what's a help me come up with a new word. This is the guy. Is he on Twitter? Anyway, I don't want to. But you get my point. We need to do a stock split on time. Do you agree? Because
We
people say
will.
we need more time in the day. Then let's just do a brain trick to think we have more time. Is this guy? Is he an actual lexicographer? Is that the same guy that's in this picture? Maybe.
It almost looks like it.
So if I say, wait, he hasn't posted since 2016, so he's obviously not active on Twitter. See, I've got to find a lexicographer that's active on Twitter so they can participate in our antics. Anyway, we've been going at this for like an hour and 46 minutes. Let's end it, shall we? Is there anything else you want
You
to bring up today?
no, thank you for my first stream.
Oh, yeah, you were the first guest. We'll have to do this frequently. Bring items from your sandbox and
Right.
come play. We did
Show me
have
your sandbox real quick.
we did have let me like how do you want me to send it to you? It's just like a note.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just like a note. I can send you the current contents of the sandbox or what I added to it, and I can just send you
You
updates
just
if you
have
want to see
it
what's
like
on
on
it.
a dock.
Yeah, it's a Google Doc.
Okay.
But anyway,
Because you always do some fancy stuff sometimes, so I want to see what you got into. Keeping it simple is the way to go.
yeah, no, it's not simple. Tiana had a great idea. She was sitting there wrapping presents yesterday, and she's like, when your brand takes off and you start selling merch, you should sell custom eco-friendly wrapping paper. I'm like, that is so funny. She's like, you could do Christmas, birthdays. I'm like, yeah, man, everybody always sells t-shirts and wearables. I don't know anyone that's out there selling eco-friendly, sustainable, natural wrapping paper.
That is true.
Or maybe just like people have reusable shopping bags, maybe we can develop an actual reusable container that gives the same thrill as unwrapping a present, but it's reusable. So
Yeah.
when you give it to someone, you're giving them the gift, but you're also giving them the reusable gift container.
All I could think of is like adjustable wrapping that gets sucked back in.
What do you mean get sucked back in?
Like if it was like rolled like a fruit roll up, and then you have your container and you roll it out and then wrap it around.
That would
And when
work.
you unwrap it, it'll roll back in. That's what popped in my head.
But how could it preserve the shape? I'm thinking. Huh. It's good thought. We'll have to chew on it. The reusable gift, reusable gift packaging. Well, that was fun. I'm just gonna. I don't know. Oh man, sun's already up.
It is.
Longer days from here. Today's longer than yesterday, and it'll just keep getting longer.
And
But
I will think about the time and shoot you my opinions.
yes, do so. I'll share with you my ideas in the sandbox. Add some more to the sandbox, and when we get back together, we'll go over some more. All right. If you're free
Gotcha.
to, if you're free tomorrow, you're free to hop on too. Just let me know.
You got it. I'll message you in the morning. I'm usually up by 5. How about you?
Nah, today I like woke up like basically I'm surprised. I set my alarm for 5:30 and somehow turned it off and woke up at like 6:10 and then just hustled out here.
I couldn't sleep all night because I was excited for this.
Oh, you're the bomb. That's so
Oh
nice.
yeah.
I was excited to have you on too. That's probably why I actually woke up. Is once I turned off my alarm and don't remember getting out of bed, then I woke up naturally like a few minutes later and was like, "It's time to have Amby on the podcast."
Oh yeah. I had my coffee and then some. Have you had a biscuitito?
Oh, you've talked about that. What's a biscuit Cheeto? It's just a cookie biscuit.
It's a Mexican cookie with I think they use anise seeds, um, leaf lard, cinnamon sugar. It's basically like a sugar cookie
How do you
with
spell
an
it?
it's like biscotti but
Uh,
Cheeto at the end.
how do you spell biscotti? There we go. Cheeto. That's a. Here's a song.
For biscuititos.
A biscuit Cheeto. Here it is.
She looked like a biscuitito.
There it is. Traditional New Mexican. Oh, it's specifically New Mexican. That's cool. I thought you were saying like Mexican, like generally, but it's specifically New Mexican.
Yes.
Hmm. They're similar to shortbread or butter cookies. Definitely looks like something that needs um, some intimate exploration. I must
Yes.
ingest some of these.
I will bring you some.
Sweet. All right. Well, I don't know. I feel like we should keep it close to an hour moving forward, so it's easier to ingest. But I don't know. You're so much fun. I could talk to you for hours. So
This was a good this was a good introduction, and just from here, just taking notes, just like you said, going with an hour. And did you get a chance to look at the Matrix?
oh, the one you sent me? No, I haven't watched that.
So I think that would give you some great ideas in that great mind of yours.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for sending me that link.
Yeah, I'll have you do that, and then I don't have anything to do today, so I'm just gonna play with um your video, your streaming, and try to make them into little segments and clips and like short stories for the YouTube automation. Because YouTube created are having those short reels also, and then they'll lead them into your actual stream. So we'll practice.
Oh, sure. That'd be fun.
So I'll play with yours because you actually have good content that we could play with.
Oh, well, thank you. It's nice of you to say so. Let's see. Hang on. Well, yeah, whatever clips you can generate, that would be fun. It'd be fun to share those on social media, the social medias or whatever. So that'd be nice of you. Thank you. It's
You
fun.
got it. I'll add it to the workspace.
Cool. Well, thanks for being the first interview. We should do this again tomorrow.
You got it. I'll be up and at 'em.
All right. Well, have a good
Okay.
one, Amby. Thanks.
We'll see you. Talk to you in a little bit.
Talk to you in a little bit. Bye.